Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to our TGIF show today.
Yes.
So today, just me and Kunyamin again.
Yeah, Omega.
Okay. All right. So today we have chosen a topic where we are to discuss about our today's learning methods.
Mm.
Because as the technology become improved and also the start of the pandemic as well, we start to adapt to online learning rather than the physical classes,
Yeah.
right? So in terms of online classes, we have Zoom classes and also with Google Meet and uh, other software as well. So I want to ask that, Kunyamin, like, what do you think about the current, I'm gonna say the current learning style, like the current online learning style? What do you think about that?
Yes, all right. So as you mentioned, we really have to adapt the I think the swift shift of our learning curve from physical learning system to online learning system. So in that
Mm-hmm.
case, what I have to say is like, what are we going to do? So when we are going to change to the online learning platform. So firstly, we need to be quite proficient in using digital tools, like you mentioned, Zooms and the Google Meet as well. And also our STEM education also offers some the Zoom related courses. It's all about English and Japanese as well. So I have to say we have to understand the fundamental changes of the world while we are trying to become up to date with the world. So I have to say it's a very good and positive approach. Yeah.
I see, I see. Yeah. All right. And also the fact that
Mm.
but nowadays I think the physical classes are reopen again, I guess.
Yeah.
But also some people are still keen to online learning style, but some they say like online learning is not that effective. They don't find it quite advantageous for them.
Right.
So so for me, in my opinion, like I think online learning is a really good way where you can learn even though you don't honestly you don't have access to that class in physically, right? So you can learn from online from other countries as well, right? Other classes, other webinars you can attend to. So I guess if you can use the most of it, if you can use the most of the benefits of online learning style, I think that will prove I mean that will prove a lot for you. And the fact that I'm also a person, I'm also a teacher teaching from online as well. So I guess the physical classroom, I believe that I also admit that physical classroom has more energy than the online classes because in online classes, like when we have one-on-one classes and while the student is closes his video and also the teacher closes video, so there's no connection
Yes.
between both of them. So it is vital to open camera, but also there's a drawback that when there is a unstable connection, so the student cannot really get easy access to the internet. So that's a reason. But on the other hand, if you have a good, a stable connections, and also if you are open to discussions, and if you like to participate in debate or some other activities, if you take part in it enthusiastically, I think it can prove just the same as you perform in physical classes as well. Right. I think it's just up to you. It's up to your performance. It's up to your activity. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think here we also have to mention the distraction what we might face while
Mm-hmm.
learning online, right? Because I think I even have a very bad experience why I was like trying to learn some engineering related courses via
Uh-huh.
the video recording classes. That's what we so call like video classes. At the time, I have to say the courses offered by my the institute in Singapore was like a bit expensive, so I'm trying to save money and I will at the time I really would like to attend the courses offered by the Burmese teacher by video recording. So at the time, I'm not sure about others, but for me, I don't really find it interesting. Because of the distraction which had been caused to me. At the same time, I usually try to look at my phone and never try to pay attention what the teacher was explaining to me. As a result,
Mm-hmm.
even though the time had already finished, I did not exactly know what the teacher was instructing. Then I got nothing, but I think I waste my time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
on the other hand, I'm trying to learn something physically. I think in my institution, then I have to pay attention to my teacher because I have to answer the question one teacher asked me once in a while. So I just have to pay attention. At the end of the day, the result became very different in compared to physicals and video recording classes. Um, and then I also have to highlight that point. But depending on the person, depending on the people, so who you are and which personality you have, and whether you can avoid distraction or not, you also have to decide whether you like to join online classes, mostly video recording classes. Because when you are joining some classes, most of the classes you just need to open and turn on your camera. By means of that, you can pay attention to your teacher, and then the teacher can really catch you when you're doing something wrong. So then I think the way you have to communicate with your teacher is pretty good. Yeah, that's right. Mm.
I see it. So speaking of video classes, I have also joined English video classes when I started learning English. So for me, those were not that effective for me, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe because I don't study enough or some other reason like that. But I do believe that some classes, like it's up to you. It's up to your determination to learn to watch every single video repeatedly so that you could learn a lot.
yeah,
And also, I believe that, for the video classes, you don't feel like someone is guiding you. You don't feel like someone is instructing you. Now, if there are some sort of video classes where they will invite people, so you have to just pay a really small amount, like 5,000 or
yeah.
like
I feel
10,000 like that, and you will get a lifetime access. But the lessons are not I want to say, okay, I don't want I didn't mean to anyone, but lessons are not that quite effective, as a Zoom classes. For me, I believe that because I've ever joined it and I learned almost nothing from it. So I don't feel like I improved from it a lot. So
mm,
that's the reason I started joining online classes like Zoom classes, starting with a group, and also I have joined one-on-one classes as well. So based on my experience, I think learning with others or learning just by your instructor is way more effective than those kind of
yeah, we
video
know
classes,
that.
I guess.
Mm.
Mm.
We cannot compare these to like the powers like which can inspire the
Mm-hmm.
student. Because like you mentioned, speaking of video classes, maybe you might even have a better experience, but for some other, they might have a good experience. In that case, I really have to point like what types of like skill you like to
Mm.
empower yourself, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you really like to or nurture yourself and immerse yourself in speaking. By means of speaking, you have to speak. But on the other hand, so you're just watching the recording, you're just listening the what your instructor is speaking to you. So at the time, what you can improve is your listening, not your speaking. So in order that you can improve your speaking, you must speak. So you must try to speak that on. So like this way. I'm not sure whether you can believe it or not. So when I used to be a volunteer teacher, one of my student trying to like show that one unbelievable thing. So I think she was a very, very popular teacher online. I don't like to
Mm-hmm.
mention who she is, but she is quite popular. But the way she tried to teach the student was not, like enthusiastic. I have to
Mm-hmm.
say that. And then I just tried to tell the student why you cannot understand? What are the things that I have to explain? So I mean, the way she teaches good, but on the other hand, I have to say very softly, the way cannot be affected to most of the students. I cannot mention that she is not good, she is not qualified. Maybe she might be qualified, I don't know. So, but I think she has a Telegram group while she is teaching. And then she tried to use the Telegram audio by touching the audios, and she tried to read it
Mhm.
out. For example, like there's a man over there. So something like that. She just tried to press the buttons
Oh,
there, trying to read the sentence out loud. And then the students really has to repeat after her. So I have to say very openly, and I don't really know what she's teaching. And I also
oh,
cannot understand how the student could empower themselves. At the time, I just try to let the student understand. Don't try to join the types of classes. If you really like to improve your speaking, uh, maybe the teacher might think that I am insulting her. But depending on the price is also not affordable at the time. It's around 30 to 40K. But
oh,
what the student can receive, how do we say? I have to learn how to speak very softly. Maybe if I have to say very honest, that would be very, like rude. And I
oh, well, this is our
I
show, so
cannot
we
get
can tell
certified,
anything.
right? I cannot get certified because maybe she can clearly understand what English language is. That's why she started becoming an English instructor. But English instructor doesn't mean that she has a good empathy. She is no empathic,
Mm,
and then she
I see.
she has no integrity at all. So
Mm.
then the student is like giving money, but they cannot get the service.
Yeah, they are the same quality as well. Like
Yeah, and
that doesn't
very
match the
bad quality,
price.
right? You can imagine
Mm.
that like someone is trying to say something out loud by pressing the button. You're not explaining you anything. And also surprisingly, the thing she tried to mention to you was all about the copyable things from Google. For example, like
Oh,
you can clearly save that image when you search basic grammar, basic vocabulary. So then you can easily copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. That's what she is like
ah,
giving all the students about. Can you guess how many
I see.
students are learning under her half?
I don't know, like with that type of teacher, like
It's around
is
50 to 60 students.
oh
50 to 60 students. Just only for 20 days. Video recording.
oh
It's
I
all about
see.
recording. Recording not from
Um,
video. So yeah. I have to say, yeah, they say video recording, but from my point of view, it's not video. That was about the practicing the bottoms. I have to say audio recording.
audio
Audio
recording class
recording.
like
Yeah.
that.
They try to announce the class like video recording. The price was around 30K to 40K. Um, but I have to admit that it was like an audio recording. The student don't even have a chance to ask that question when they cannot understand. That's why they join the volunteering classes. At the time, I think offered by controllers, if I'm not wrong. Then they try to ask me. At the time, I was very young, that's like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't like to involve the types of battle. I mean the teacher industry because
Mm,
within these days everyone can be teacher even though they don't literally know what the methodology is at. So
mm,
I guess with so many people can be teacher if they can be good at English or something like that. And then I don't like to involve in their battle, but I try
mm.
to let the student understand. Don't try to join.
Ah,
That's not
I
effective for
see.
you. Maybe you're just
Mm,
wasting your money, and that would be like there's no empowerment that you can get, and there's no point of like improving your skill at the end of the day. Then they
mm,
understand that, and then they just like to approach some athletic classes. Like there's so many athletic online classes. I mean, also Yame and me, we are also learning via online, I suppose. Yeah.
yeah.
And then we were supposed to be um like if only we were joining the types of audio recording classes, we would never feel confident to speak that out loud. Maybe
Mm,
we
that's
might
a
be
fact.
afraid to speak and to communicate in English. So but thanks to those like qualifying teacher, like despite the online learning system, they try to deliver the message, like as effective as they can. So that's one.
That's
Yeah, that's
right.
the only one bad thing that I have experienced.
Yeah.
Mm.
So like
Experience.
that's the fact that there are also these kind of
Mm.
classes that were not that effective, and also they were like kind of like sharing sort of like I would say ineffective and also
Not
unnecessary
effective.
informations like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because like creating a video involves a lot of things. It involves a lot of editings, and also you have
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that what you are going to talk about, what you're going to teach them,
Yes.
and how will you explain to them, and how they can ask you the question. You have to think about every sort of things like that, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
having a
right.
class is like that. So
Mhm.
so these type of classes, I don't know.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
quite
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Hmm. Because I also have the so I also mentioned the fact that video classes are not effective, but also there's some teachers on YouTube's, right? They are also videos, but the way they teach,
Mm.
it's like I would say it's sometimes more effective than most of our teachers, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
because
yeah.
like the way they explain everything is just like completely, how would I say, like clear. Like for the programming language, you can see most
That's
of the
right.
Indian YouTubers, right? So the way they explain things, it's like it's better explained than the professor or the books like that, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, so what we have to know is like we have to be taking responsibilities and
Yeah.
accountabilities for the information that we are sharing. Either we
Mm-hmm.
are sharing, so we are going to be sharing very soon, right? So because when you have to deliver very wrong information to the audience can receive the misleading information, then they
That's
can
right.
even get damaged by themselves. So these are the things that we have to understand and that we have to take care of like before doing something and before like sharing something. Like
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned, also like sometimes we also have to refer to online learning videos via YouTube. Then they try to explain very well. Uh, Even though that's what we call like video classes, but the way they try to manage the video recording is pretty professional. That's
Yeah.
why they also, like, how do we say? It's like enthusiasm, you know. They they are not thinking about money. Yeah, we also
Mm-hmm.
have to think about money. That's how we have to survive, right? But in
Mm-hmm.
our country, we have to point out that for some people, they try to record themselves. Yeah, that's their jobs, and I don't like to insult anything, but they have to be taking care of like some information that they are sharing. If they are, like receiving money from other, they are responsible for the money that they receive. But only one they are thinking about money, and then they don't care about others. So that's not something that we have to deal with. So maybe not right now, but later, if I see something like that, if I face something like that, not only me, but also my student can also face like that. I think I would publicly speak about it. I would try to post it.
Mm-hmm.
And even I think I have also managed to announce the name of the teacher to the public so that like they cannot do the same mistake again. Um, that's my, like how do we say commitment to the public
Mm-hmm.
because as all of us are trying to become a like the good organization, we also have to I have to say that word again, take responsibility for
Yeah.
eliminating some like um education, the wrong
Mm-hmm.
education or the out of date education and qualifying education that they are trying to deliver. So yeah, that's what I like to say. Mm. We also have
Mm.
to stop that. Mm.
Yeah. And also the fact that I would say like the recording case is not that easy as we think, but also as teachers, we also have responsibility, and also for the student, they also have the responsibility to follow the teachers, right? So,
Mm.
if the teacher is giving like wrong information or misleading lessons like that, so in that case, the student with that they have a responsibility to follow it. So they will follow it and they will get the wrong thing, you know, and
Yeah,
they might even somehow uh get stick to it, you know, so to that to tie or things like that. Because so if you want to share some information, you need to learn about that. You need to understand that really well so that you can share. So for also me like that, before I teach like GD classes, so
mm,
I have to learn about that, you know, like really well. So it's not like a student, but like a teacher, right? So I have to explain like every perspective view if the student asks me. So I must be ready for everything. But
yeah,
sometimes the student asks some sort of weird questions, and then like okay, sometimes we cannot even process what they mean. So in that case, I say I like no, I just commit that. I want to say admit that I don't know what you mean, but I will try to find it a solution for it. So I always say like that because I don't want to lie and I want to give like wrong information that I'm not quite sure
mm,
about that. So I also think that that makes accountancy a great qualified teacher. So
yeah,
teachers can also make mistakes, right? So
mistake,
they but
yeah,
they have to be honest with that, right? So they have
mm,
to just say that okay, so we did a mistake, or let's say okay, I don't know that one clearly, but I will try to find it, just like that, right?
yes, yes, yes,
Mm,
yes, you're right. Because I think, yeah, like you mentioned, I have no feeling for someone who made mistake, but they have to be responsible for mistake that they have already taken, right? I
yeah.
mean, um, how do we say? We have to try to be a perfect man, even though we are trying our best. Like we never tend to become a perfect man, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's why the fact that you're not becoming a perfect man, you need to be trying to be to get the best of the best performance in your, like career way that you are trying to proceed in your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you need to show your progress. Mm.
That's right.
Even though you're a teacher, you have to continue your learning curve, and you never have to stop there. And then when you try to stop at the end of the day, so you will be out of date. So then
That's right.
you cannot introduce to your student with the information that they really require. And then the prerequisite, what they can get, like what they need to know before trying to do something. I mean, they like to join GD classes so that they like to get the admission, and they like to join universities in Thailand or
Mm-hmm.
community college in US. Maybe different purposes, right? But when you don't literally know, so what are the education pathway that you can do after studying GED, then you cannot share information to your student. Then the student will never get information what they need. So that's what I like to
Oh.
point out. So yeah, we have to be knowledgeable. Mm. Knowledgeable in some part, right? We cannot be very good in every part. So but the send power, we are trying to be professional, so we need to know, like, I mean, even though you're not knowing anything in details, you need to keep in touch with that so that you can easily find the information, you can easily share the information to their like the education journey. So yeah, that's something that we
Mm.
could say.
That's right.
We out of topic.
Yeah, we just try to point out that, but these types of classes will still continue to occur in every way. Like also in GED, like you guys also see that those kind of classes, like when they post that, okay, so honest review about this school, honest review about this school, like that, right? So and also like for English school as well, right? So there might be a really honest review about the bad things about the school, and then so things like that, right? So those kind of schools or classes will still continue to occur, but and that's our responsibility to point out that. So that's the wrong thing. That's the wrong information they are giving. Because I've also seen some of my students came from different GED schools and they got the wrong information again. So even though they are like preparing for exams, but they don't know the concepts really well. They don't really understand the concept really well.
Mm,
So it's like, starting from starting from a very beginning point again. So to make sure they understand every steps of the concept, right? So just like that, so when you but I believe that we are not saying that we are really great teacher, but we are somehow good in our I want to in our performance level. So
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
you're also planning to enter into the like education journey or education field, so first try to fulfill yourself with great skill, knowledge, and other I want to say you have to prepare for your mind as well, like like have sympathy, empathy to your
Um,
students, and try to listen to them. So you must try to have those skills first, and then you can enter to your
mm,
teaching journey, right? So not
okay.
just because you got really good scores in every way, that doesn't mean that you can teach, right? So people must understand those subjects, but
Mm,
yeah, at the end of the day, so still trying to, find classes or how can I say classes or school that will be effective for you. If you feel like they are not really doing well for you, and then don't try to stick with it. Try to
mm.
change it. Try to get advice from seniors or someone who is really knowledgeable about those fields, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Mm,
So I would say that's enough today. So we talk
that's
a
enough.
lot.
That's enough. Enough.
So if we talk more, there will be some consequences.
Maybe yes.
Okay.
Send
All
report.
right.
Complaint.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Let's see.
And we're also ready for the complaint if we are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know
Uh,
what? So we are also trying to equip with best of the best aid that we might need in the future. For example, like I'm not a like professional teacher. I just serve as a volunteer teacher. So that's why I cannot say myself as a great teacher. But from Yame, he is trying to become a professional teacher. And like him, I'm just a like person who trying to become an engineer. That's why I cannot be that much knowledgeable in that part. But as a young leader who is trying to change the education system and following the sustainable development goals, I like to have the information from education industry. That's why I am learning a lot, and then I'm trying to equip myself with the most necessary skill, like me and Mim. So what I mean by that was like you also have to do it. All of us have to do it while we are
yeah.
trying to change our country, right? So that like you cannot rip something off because there are so many people waiting for you to rip off. So then you can easily get misleading information by so many people during these days. Maybe your neighbor, your friends, even your friend can give you the misleading information, the wrong teacher, the unqualified teacher. So the types of people are waiting for you. So try to equip yourself with the most necessary skill by researching a lot and by asking your senior, like me mentioned, by asking your, like trustworthy teachers like this. These are
That's
really
right.
important. That's what we like to point out in today's podcast. Also, never trying to join video. Yeah, video recording is good. Audio recording classes.
Order is not good.
Audio recording is not good.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. So don't live in that toxic zone. Just try to get out of it. Try to get out of
we
class
get out
if you
of it.
don't
Yeah.
feel like it fixes you.
Yes,
Right.
yes, yes. Because there's so many like the some classes offered by
Mm,
very prestigious like language school in our country. Also a lot, you know. You
yeah.
have to join. Maybe the fees might be a bit more expensive than compared to the types of audio recording classes. But at the end of the day, the quality that
The
you can
quality,
receive
right?
back from them is like quite worthy. This one. And then having a good English can even change your life. You can turn out to
Mm,
be a better person at the end of the day. So that's why. Yeah, that's our suggestion. No suggestion,
okay.
our
All
encouragement.
right.
You have to do it.
Okay, you have to do it, right? Okay. Then I'm also thinking about I will put links to where you can learn from videos from online like Coursera or some sort of online learning platforms, and I will put that in YouTube descriptions so you can check it out. All right, so that's enough for today, our today's topic, and thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more, try to subscribe our channel and also follow our page as well. Okay.
Okay.
So, all
So
right then. So see
how
you in
about
next
this week,
video.
right?
Yeah.
That's all for this week, right?
Yeah, that's what this week.
Okay.
So see you next week. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.